So, you want to hear the one about the toy factory? Well, pull up a chair and let me tell you about an employee who went back after all of the staff disappeared. Let's just say the toys were a little bit more real than they expected. Hello? Is anybody here? Jared's heart was pounding from the iron doors slamming shut behind him. The sound was still echoing in his mind. Hello? Anybody? He wanted to check his computer logins, and the closest one was behind the reception. As he walked back there, he wanted to look for any sort of clues. The computer seemingly had no power, although there was a particularly weird green VHS that sat upon the desk. Perhaps this was his first clue.
Hi, my name is Leith Pierre, and I'm the head of innovation here at the Playtime Toy Factory. If you're seeing this, then you're trespassing. Yeah, we play this little tape on loop whenever we close the factory for the day. So, trespasser, just to make you aware, while we pride ourselves primarily on our high-quality toys and excellent childcare, we also pride ourselves on our security. For example, this facility is full of hidden motion triggers, which, once set off, will turn on the factory's emergency alarms and directly contact the authorities. And that's one of the more tame aspects of our security system. No spoilers. So, you've got my warning. It's not too late to turn around. I just hope that you're certain whatever you're doing is
Jared
worth
was
it.
certain the reason he was here was worth it. It was worth everything. Jared had worked for the Playtime Co. before. He worked there for a long time, but returned to school when all the disappearances happened. He wondered if the door code was the same, thought he would give it a shot. It seemingly worked. Jared returned to the room. It was similar to what he remembered. It was weird the cameras were all off. Before they used to show images of all the grounds, never inside the factory. He noticed a blue cassette tape and decided to play it. As the video started playing, he noticed the grabber arm in the side. He'd made a friend with one of the conveyor factory workers. They used to use it to move boxes and such. His friend had given him a chance to use it, so he was familiar with it. But he decided to watch bits and pieces of his training video anyway. He had always heard a rumor from the inside security staff that misuse of these devices was extremely dangerous. There's a story that somebody got grabbed with it, was dismembered. Jared thought to the fact of if it was in the training video, there was a reason. He stared down the grab pack, and a wash of nostalgia hit him like a tidal wave. He missed his coworkers. He missed his friends. His fiancée. He slid it over his shoulders, just as it had shown, as he remembered. He decided it was time to proceed on to the factory. See if he can find any sort of evidence or trace of, well, the people that were here. All the ones who disappeared. The turnstiles seemed stiff. It looked like at this point the only option was to jump over. He was now definitely trespassing. He was met with a surprise as he turned the corner. The large blue animatronic, Huggy Wuggy. He knew, and he had seen so many people press that red button in the center of the room. The song that would play was oddly specific. The red grinning face deterred him from listening to the creepy song again. It seemed like the power to the door was broken. The jingling sound catches his attention like a bug in a net. He sees it dangling, the key for the power door from Huggy Wuggy's hand. It wasn't there before though. He had stared at him for a while. He didn't see a key. He didn't miss it. He extended the arm and started to pull, but there was a tight grasp on it. Something about this felt off. A chill was sent down his spine, and his shoulders were shivering with fear. Something was wrong. But he couldn't stop so early in his journey. He decided to proceed into the power room. The dim and dingy power room was musky with odor. It was dense, you could almost feel the humidity hitting your face. He figured that's why the power had stopped working. He made the connections and the lights came back on. Everything seemed to be good. That's when it caught his eye. Huggy Wuggy was gone. Panic was setting in. He could feel his heart thumping. His breath was getting short and fast as he approached the center room. What had happened? Where the hell did he go? That thought was running in his mind like a greyhound on a racetrack. The big blue animatronic was gone. Hello? Did somebody move Huggy Wuggy? He decided the best course was to open the door and leave. There was something about this that felt off. That's when he saw it. Huggy Wuggy's blue arms sliding down the wall and back into the doorway. He approached, each step with fear. He swung the door open as his heart thumped and the corridor was filled with shadows and darkness, hiding the mysterious things behind it. He swallowed his fear and proceeded through the corridor, keeping a steady pace and heading forward. Each step, his heartbeat would thump louder. Steam would blast in his face and he'd feel his skin crawl. He was shivering in his own shoes. He was ready to jump out of his own skin. Once he reached the end, he let out a breath of relief and stared back into the hallway. He swore he saw a shadowy figure watching back at him. As he stepped forward again, it looked like it sleuthed back into the hall. Maybe something had been standing behind him that whole time. Jared shook that piggybacking fright from his shoulders. Two thoughts were warring in his mind for his attention. On one side, the rumor was true. When he was here before, the inside staff guards had always mentioned that there was rumors that some of the animatronics moved, that they were alive. This was the reason why they never staffed the facility at night, as they were more active. The other thought in the conflict was the one of the letters he received, the whole reason he was here. When the entire staff had disappeared 10 years earlier, this included his fiancée. She worked in the toy factory in one of the conveyor rooms. Jared had spent countless nights after the disappearance trying to find some sort of reason, but with the factory shut down, there was no way to return. He'd even caught a charge trying to break in. However, this time it was easy. He just walked right up to the building. The door was open. The door didn't lock until it had closed behind him. Ultimately, the thought of his fiancée took precedence. It had been 10 years, and there was no way she survived that long, but he was compelled to find the answer of what happened to her. Jared's mind returned to the job at hand. He zoned in again and returned from the lost world of his thoughts. He shut off the autopilot and grabbed the steering wheel of his life once again. He grabbed the large sliding door and passed through. He'd collected the power blocks and the conveyor would work again. He'd be able to obtain the red hand from the box at the end. He would be able to travel deeper into the facility. This thought scared him a bit though. Knowing the rumor that was true, that the animatronics were real, he was worried that he'd encounter worse things than just Huggy Wuggy. And on that note, his mind returned to the fact that he didn't know where Huggy Wuggy was. It could come out at any moment. He obtained the red hand, and it looked like there was only one way to travel from here. He wondered if he could go back to the center room, although that's where Huggy Wuggy was. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Maybe the conveyors held more clues or answers to where the people went. Oh, how typical. Chasing a long-lost love has led him to an abandoned factory, and I'm sure as he travels deeper into the factory's secrets, he will grow to regret his choice. But that's all the time you have for stories. I'll see you next time. If you're enjoying the stories, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Also, drop a comment down below if you want to hear one of your favorite games be made into a story. Now, if you need more stories, Check out the channel. There'll be big playlists of all the different games I've been doing already. More importantly than anything, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.